Hey y'all, happy Monday. Hope everybody is doing well. It's blessed. Ready to kick off another week. Another week of possibilities and new amazing things we can be out here doing. Uh, Get my glasses. Oh. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hey mamas, how y'all doing? Ooh, that's my hair. Okay. So welcome on in here. This is the Digital Empress Lounge. Welcome on in. If you are live here, please let me know. And thank you for coming, for being here with me. I want to let you know, Mama said this message found you on purpose. It's funny, I was just talking to my mom earlier today about how I don't believe in coincidences, and I really and truly don't. The older I get and the more tapped into my intuition I am, I feel like everything happens for a purpose. People come into our lives for a specific reason. And just gotta be open to it. So again, I hope that y'all are doing well this evening. Happy Monday. We're gonna make this maybe NPM Monday. I should have so good before, but so welcome on in. Oh, that's too fast. So again, if you're here live with me, please let me know. Say hey in the chat. What's going on? Hope you're having a good night. I just wanted to come on here for a minute. Like I said, let you know this message found you on purpose, right? Particularly if you are looking or praying for such a change in your life. Before we do anything or go any further, I just want to invite God into this space, definitely to help me out. Help me. Hi, baby. Happy Monday. So just want to say a little quick prayer before we go any further. So I'll make sure that I'm in the right space and energy and that this finds the mamas that need this message tonight. So Father God, thank you so much for every woman, boy or girl, man, child that's watching tonight, watching this live or replay. You know their heart, you know their worries, you know their finances, you know their children and all the weight and all the things that are on their mind and that they're carrying, the burdens that they're carrying with them. I ask that you bring them peace and clarity. I ask that you bring them as a confirmation, Lord God, and that you let them know this is nothing like pressure. I just hopefully want to provide some hope out here for these people because we all got things going on out here. So we just want to provide a little hope, a little encouragement, specifically to other mamas who are out here struggling and trying to figure out how they're going to make it, right? Let them know that mamas out here struggling and trying to figure out a way. They're not behind, and they still have plans that you, God, have plans to prosper them. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So, Mama, if you felt like you felt that prayer, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So just real quick, want to do a short introduction. My name is Natasha. This is the Digital Empress Lounge. So again, welcome. So before I tell you what I do, I want to tell you who I am a little bit. I am a single mother. I'm also a survivor of domestic abuse. And I'm a woman who is out here who has had to rebuild her life from the ground up a time or two. And there was a time when I was really trying to figure out and struggling to and figured out and felt very hopeless about how I was going to pay my bills, protect my peace, raise my babies, and how to heal, right? All at the same damn time, the same damn time. And let me just say this clearly, that healing is expensive, right? And it's definitely not no overnight thing. It's expensive, and definitely being a single mother in this country and this economy is very expensive. And your peace of mind is expensive as well, right? But all these things are things that are worth it. They are well earned, and worthy investments, right? Particularly being a single mom and having your peace of mind. And I feel like the two really go hand in hand. You need to figure out how to keep your peace for yourself, or you in order to be a good mom. And nobody talks about how expensive and how hard it is to survive. Try to survive and thrive all at the same damn time, right? To have a dream, to pursue a dream. Also, when you're particularly as a single mom, to be able to take care of these kids and these babies and make sure all their needs are met, and have any space and time left over for you to pursue your dreams, right? I did definitely not grow up thinking that I was going to be up here on YouTube and going live and everything like that. That's he said, when you grow up, what you want to be or what you want to do. This never crossed my mind or crossed my thoughts. But the reality is, I just want stability, right? I grew up definitely wanting to make a lot of money, and I grew up wanting to have stability, for sure. I think that's something that a lot of us want out of life, right? So if you are a mama who is out here and just wants to breathe again, right, and feel like they want to be able to do that too, and be able to not have to compromise and always sacrifice their dreams, so that they can survive, so that they can feed their families, and just accept, be able to take a deep breath and have a little space. Then, mama, this is for you. This time is for you. It's for us, for us to connect, right? So just real quick again, specifically, this is really for everybody. I'm really looking though, and my heart is really with all the other single moms out here that are having a hard time. So let's just be honest for just a moment. If you are a single mom in this economy, you are carrying the financial responsibilities, you're carrying all the emotional responsibilities of parenting, the mental load, the healing, the discipline, right? All the thing. And the world is still expecting you to, or at least your job is still expecting you to show up with a smile on your face, right? And if you are tired of choosing between time and money, if you're tired of missing moments with your babies, with your family, because you have to go and work the other job so you can bring in the extra money in the house, right? That won't flex won't flex around motherhood schedule. And if you're tired of being just one emergency away from for some of us, a one emergency could put us in ruin, whether it's a health emergency, car accident, what have you, just not having that support system there for you, that can really be one emergency away from the ruin, right? And that is a stressful scenario. It's a stressful way to be living in life, right? And the scariest part about all that is that you don't want to be survived. Who wants to be just out here surviving, right? We want to thrive. We want to build. We want to grow and live a full life out here. So if you've ever thought to yourself, as a single mom, I know I definitely had those thoughts that, like, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the knowledge or the skills, or that I'm not confident enough to do what I need to do to take me to the next level and give myself those options in life, then I want you to know, and especially if you're thinking that you've tried everything out there and then nothing has worked, we are really ushering into and really have come upon a digital wealth era. And it's a new time, and it's an opportunity for the financial shift to happen for people that have not had access to money, or not had access to having a lot of income, to be able to make that transition. And none of that means that you're incapable, right? And none of that means that you're unable. You're not late, right? This is the time to be here for this, because the reality is, this system that I'm about to break down for you, it's made for you. It's built for you to do in tandem with being the best mom that you can be. And actually, I say, actually encourages you and prepares you to be an even better mom. And I need you to hear this, and hear me clear, hear me loud, right? That God did not bring you this far just for you to barely make it. He did not bring you this far to just bring you this far, right? He has blessings for you. He has purpose for you. And there's a way to create income without sacrificing time with your children. There's a way to build something from your home, from sitting at your dining room table like I am right now, right? There's a way to monetize what you already know, what you live daily, and what you survive, how you survive daily, right? And to be able to help other people that are having the same problems and issues that you're having. And that's really the premise of digital marketing. I'm going to go into is identifying a problem and providing a solution to it. That's why I want to introduce you to something that changed my life, and that's changed me, and for sure, how I see money, how I see business, and how I see myself. And again, that's being in the digital marketing space, in the Mompreneur Method, and MPM. So what is MPM, right? The Mompreneur Method, MPM, is a digital marketing ecosystem that was built specifically for mamas out here, and not influencers. We are not tech experts, and not women that had just have a luxury of having excessive time and money on their hands, right? This is for us. We out here hustling. We got to make it happen. Our time is valuable, and we got to make it count, because we have to spread ourselves amongst our families, our babies, our businesses, and all the things, right? So within NPM, you learn how digital marketing actually works, right? So how to turn your life into experience and then into income, how to sell without sounding salesy, and how to build income in small pockets of time, because sometimes that's really all we got sometimes is those small pockets of time, right? And here's the part that I love the most about this business, right? You don't have to create a product. If you've been looking at all about into digital marketing, if you've heard about done for you products, DFY, that's literally what it is. It's their products that are already done for you that you can benefit from and learn from and continue to help you to grow and grow your business. But in the meantime, while you're learning, you can be earning by promoting and providing the access to this community, the access to these tools and this information to other people, particularly other single moms like yourself, right? You're out here trying to, lip gloss. Well, you're out here trying to grow and learn and how to grow your business, right? We can help other women to pull us up and pull them up as well, right? Along with us, right? And you don't have to be perfect. You do not have to, you just have to be present. And you have to be committed to yourself and committed to the thought and opportunity for you to elevate your life for yourself and your babies. So if you want to be able to again to learn and be able to continue to educate yourself and be able to resell the program while you can keep 100% of the profits, right? So think about this. You selling this product one time, $397. That can change your whole month, right? If for some people that can change for sure their week at least. How much would have an additional $400 from one sale from something you did for maybe 5 or 10 minutes? How long or how much would that help you to go further in your day? How much more gas is that in your tank, right? Or groceries in your fridge, right? So for the woman who is out there and who is rebuilding, right? You are not broken. You are not late and you are not behind. Really, God is in truly he really truly specializes in restoration for those who are weary and maybe going through situations where you don't see a way out or you don't see a light out. First and foremost, God is the way and the truth and the light, right? But also too, faith without works is dead. And so these are the seeds. These are the seeds, right? That he puts in our lives, so for us to plant, for us to grow our harvest, right? And God sometimes provisions sometimes don't come from another job. Sometimes that's not what we need. We need is a valuable system that we can apply and implement into our lives. NPM does not promise overnight money. It's not a get rich quick scheme, and it is not no guarantee that you're going to have anything coming in the next day. But it does promote and promote clarity, confidence, skills, and support. And as a domestic abuse survivor, that really matters to me because I really don't believe in pressure or respond well to it. I definitely, though, do believe in empowerment, particularly as women out here, that we need to be educated and empowered so we can elevate our lives and elevate our families' lives as well. So, Mama, I'm not here to convince you. This is about inviting you. I want to encourage and invite you to have this opportunity as you hopefully are seeing other people out here in this space as well. You can see that it's popping off, right? AI, the digital marketing space, it's all over the place. And it's one of the fastest growing industries and markets right now out here. For typical jobs, whether it's what we used to think was reliable and stable jobs, from being teachers and nurses and even working in the government, right? All of that stuff is the world is changing, right? A lot of that stuff is falling by the wayside, and you can see that. And you can see that there's a lot of people out here that have been depending on these systems, depending on the government and whatever benefits come with that. And a lot of that stuff is going away if it's not already gone away. And this is about arming yourself and giving yourself the tools and empowering yourself with the tools that are going to be needed for you to survive, right? We were 1 year, 1 out of 4 years into this administration, and a lot of changes have already been made and a lot more to come, right? But you want to be able to arm yourself and empower yourself with the tools that you're going to need to survive, regardless of whatever's going on with the government, right? A system that actually does work for you, a system that was designed for you, as opposed to this government system that we've been living in all so long, and we've become just really accustomed to and complacent with. And at the end of the day, the reality is we're clearly seeing is the system was not designed for us for our benefit. Right? It was not designed to elevate us. At the end of the day, it almost seems like the system was not designed for us to fail. So, and I know a lot of people are experiencing that. And a lot of people that have degrees and a lot of people that have been working on their jobs 20, 30 years. We have come to a point now where it behooves us to educate and empower ourselves for what's coming for the future so that we can make the best life we can for our family and for ourselves. So, with that said, lost my train of thought. So anyway, so we want to go ahead and do that, and like I said, empower ourselves with these tools. And if you are tired, Mama, of doing everything out here by yourself, all alone, I know for sure I get that way, and I've definitely been there and feel that way. But we want a community of people around us that can empower us. Again, that can help us educate and empower and elevate ourselves. And having a community of women around us that are in the same boat that we're in, and we all have different circumstances going on in life, but as mothers, we have a very strong common bond because the reality is those babies are our priorities, right? And the rest of our lives have to be built around them, to include providing for them, right? So having that community of women who really get it, who really understand, who really get it, right? If we want an income that does not pull you away from your babies, NPM is for you, right? Because as I'm doing this, my children run around here doing something, whatever they like to do, right? And popping in and checking on me every few minutes. But this Mompreneur Method is really for you. And again, so that you can continue to generate income while you are at home with your babies. You don't have to worry about, I know for sure, I definitely had an opportunity when I was out working part-time jobs, second jobs, what have you. And it's almost like hustling backwards, if you will, because once you get done, especially if your babies are smaller and you got to pay the daycare, you got to pay the babysitter, how much money did you really come out ahead, right? Going to get another job that takes you away from your family for those additional 4 hours, 6 hours of the day, that you couldn't spend with them, that you're not with them helping them make sure their homework is good and making sure that, I don't know, that they're straight for the next day and they've washed their clothes and all that good stuff, right? Just being a mom and being present for your babies, right? And doing this, whatever that you decide, I'm proud of you, first of all, for just being here and spending this time with me. And I appreciate you for that, because the reality is curiosity is the first step. So whatever you decide, remember that your story still has chapters left in it, right? And your children are watching you every day, watching what you're doing, watching what your choices are, and watching you choose courage. And God has not changed his mind about you. So let's go ahead and get a little bit into this. I want to show you a little bit about the Mompreneur Method. Let me share the screen. So this is the Mompreneur Method. This is what the classroom looks like inside. As you can see, it's just very easily laid out modules, if you will, that you can take. They're self-paced. You can go through them at your own leisure. And let's just get on up in here. Let's check one out. One of the newest features that Sierra Janae, who is the creator, this is her AI twin that she actually put in here. And this is MamaBot, a 24/7 mentor that has been put there for to address any of these challenges or questions that you face in day-to-day in promoting your business. The Mompreneur Method, NPM, also too, we have meetings. We just met on Saturday. We'll meet again, I think, on tomorrow evening, so that we can all tag up, like I said, encourage each other, support each other's lives, and just encourage, provide any type of mentorship as needed, so that we can make sure that we are all hitting our goals and reaching our target audience, and being able to, again, encourage and grow the community as well. So one thing that's really phenomenal about this, and that she really gets, and from other training as well, I think that was derived from, is just having the mindset, right? Understanding that understanding that, oh, there we go. There's a whole mindset module here. And that is so important because particularly as moms and single moms, a lot of us have been through some things, right? Some emotional things that can kind of provide some blocks for us in life. And so just having the understanding that one, that we are deserving of a life this way, of blessings and of opportunities to be able to make this type of money, to have the opportunity to make this money from home while with our babies, and just having that understanding and really believing and receiving that. I know for a lot of us, I know for me, that was something I had a hard time working through for a while, and shifting your mindset because, you know, energetically, when you're putting the time and the work into your business, and if it's something that you really aren't believing and really aren't taking in and grasping fully, it's going to be always an obstacle for you. But the reality is, God, we are God's children, and He wants us to have unlimited access to His abundance, and He blesses us continuously. Oh, let me go back to, so let's get into a little bit about actual digital marketing. What does that look like, right? What do we actually have to do? When you say digital marketing, if you've never heard of this before and you don't understand or never heard anything about this, it's like, well, what do I do? What does that mean? Digital marketing is promoting digital products, which are products that are online. They're not tangible products. They're actually online. Whether it's an ebook or a template of some sort, or a guide or a planner, anything that's it's electronic document, if you will, not necessarily even a document, because Netflix is a digital product, right? If they're online, like I said, non-tangible products that you can utilize. And again, they help solve some sort of problem or issue that somebody's having. And you can either create them yourself, or like I said, you can be super efficient, which a lot of us moms are, because again, we don't have a lot of extra time or extra energy to do this. We use done for you digital products, right? So it's a product that you're able to purchase from a phenomenal creator, and you can resell it a million gazillion times over and over again and become a million gazillionaire, right? So, and again, identifying your target audience and who that you really identify with and resonate with, and people that you really want to help. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be people that are much like yourself, right? People that are in the same situation, same boat that you were in, but maybe like a year ago, right? And somebody that, think about being that person that you would have wished would have come along into your life about a year ago and said, hey, sis, I got you. I got an answer for you. We're going to help you make more money. We're going to help you make you more time and freedom in your schedule and in your life. And we're going to, walk you through this and take you there. So that's, for the most part, what a digital product ideally is, especially when you become a creator and no longer a consumer of digital products and digital marketing. So in the MPM, what we would do is show you what we do is show you how to market that digital product, help you identify who that target audience or that niche is for yourself, teach you all the tools on how to promote those digital products, how to reach out and find that target audience, and how to make sure that you're getting that solution into your right people's hands, the people that you really want to help, that you really want to see do better in this life. You want to Hi, thanks for coming on. So just creating those products that can help, like I said, help solve that problem for that individual and whatever it is that they're going through, whatever that target audience of yours is. We teach you how to set up your store, whether it's a stand store, and I can actually show you that as well for right now. Show you my stand store. But you would either use like Stand Store or Beacons. I know there's a couple other ones that are not quite as popular, but let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, let's share. Okay, so this is what my stand store looks like, right? These are some of my products. These are my digital products, right? I have my, this is my freebie here, and this is just, lead magnet to help people come on in and give them a broad introduction of what digital marketing looks like. Excuse me, that's my freebie right here. Then we have a self-care planner, low ticket item here, just again, as any mom knows being able to keep your schedule and stay on top of your tasks is paramount. Of course, NPM right here, and then also may have heard of if you're not new to the digital space. So that's my stand store. So like I said, we would help you set up your stand store, make sure that literally you have somebody to reach out to if you have any questions, if you need help putting your digital products in there. So what's really cool about this, right? As I said, we are busy moms and we got things to do. We don't have a whole lot of time. So again, that's having a done for you digital product is an amazing place and way to get started. But once you get in there and start combing through and getting through the trainings, these other modules that are here in the in NPM, let me go back to that. Okay, so these are just a couple of the modules, but as you can see, when you go through all these modules, they will help you to set up, if you decide, and as you're learning and as everything starts clicking for you and you're like, okay, well, this is awesome, and it is a phenomenal digital product and a phenomenal space to be in, because I've got one of my NPM what is it called? Students. Co-classmates. There we go. I couldn't think. Classmates in here with me. But so when you get in here, this is a phenomenal space again to learn and to grow, particularly as you're getting into this space and wanting to learn and get comfortable with it. But as you're going through, like I said, and the things start really sticking and applying, that you'll really see like, it'll start triggering different ideas and stirring up different things for you and different problems that that you can see in your life. And it doesn't have to be something huge, we're not necessarily looking for digital product to cure cancer, but if you're having issues with your baby, potty training. I know that's what Sierra was talking about the other day to the creators, talking about potty training. Or I have a daughter who sometimes wants to be a vegetarian, whatever, things like that, right? But just having a space where we can create a product for her to be able to put her, special dietary restrictions or her favorite recipes together or menus, what have you. I'm actually getting ready to do a digital product to create a little package for my daughters who are teenagers and want phones, and we're going to drum up some contracts and some rules and some things that with their chores and some chore charts, so that we can make sure that if they want those phones and access to the phones, I have a clear and concise way for them to track their house chores and making sure that it's done. So, like I said, just identifying a project, of your own and a product of your own that you feel like will be something that satisfies the needs for people, right? And we teach you how to do the research on that, so to make sure it's something that's actually useful and actually helpful, and that's something that people actually want to purchase. But then you can go through, after you've decided and identified all of that and done your research, to the next really cool tool we can go to is into Canva. And I'm sure you probably heard of that as well. And so Canva is really cool. It's an editing tool that you can go in, and whatever template, like I said, whatever you decide that digital product is going to be, you want to take it into Canva, and you can from there's a gazillion templates. Will show you how to modify and create your own and curate your own digital products that are something that will, again, help identify, help solve a problem for the niche of people that you want to help, that you've already identified. So going into there, and again, there's more modules in here in the Mompreneur Method. There's one on Canva that will teach you how to design and how to decorate and how to brand these products that you're making for yourself, so that they're consistent with your brand and your personal story and what you're trying to promote and put out there, right? And so whether you have a done for you product or you have a product that you decide to do yourself, once you get more familiar, teach you how to sell it and how to promote it as well. And for those who are shy and don't like to show their faces, and that is something that is blocking you or stopping you from pursuing your dreams and essentially making your dreams come true, there is also the option of doing faceless marketing as well. Teach you how to do that and what that requires, and the different systems to use, different prompts to use in AI. That's a whole nother thing. I think I did start to show you MamaBot within the Mompreneur Method. It's its own large language model, similar to ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or one of these other ones that are out here, but they will really and literally be your personal digital assistant that will help you, whether it's trying to figure out ideas or trying to figure out how to format things or what you're going to post to promote that day. And when you're talking about posting and promoting, right, we help you with that. And it's funny, it's so funny because it's just, we do all these things for these people that we really don't like every day. These jobs that we go clock into every day that we really can't stand these people, and we spend, spend time grumbling and mumbling about them and how much we can't stand them and how much we want to get away from them. So I'm using that as my motivation and encouragement in 2026 to establish a business and a system that I don't want to get away from, and I don't have to work with people or be around people that I don't want to have to deal with any longer. So I don't know about you, but whether it's whether that's your motivation or you don't have a job to go to have people to get on your nerves right now because you're one of the 400,000 women out here let go from their job, or whatever it is, whatever your motivation, your inspiration is, if you are really out here wanting to create a better life for yourself and your family, if you're out here wanting to learn new skills because you can see for yourself that the world is turning and changing. Again, we're ushering into this digital wealth era. And the reality is, like, nobody wants to be left behind, right? And I think it's a little bit of fear mongering, right? That AI is gonna take everybody's job, but it's a little bit not, right? And it definitely behooves you to understand those things. My mother actually just retired after 40 plus years or whatever working for the federal government, and I'm so glad she did, because number one, it's freaking crazy out here right now, and number two, I wanted her to, I'm glad that she can kind of take a break and kind of refocus in life and figure out what she wants to do for herself. So she's not a single mom anymore, right? She was the GOAT though, and she showed me how to do it and how to do it well, and she was the main one. I watched her have 2 jobs like all the time, trying to raise me and my brother and make sure we could go to soccer practice and make sure we could still, have the same life that all the kids around us had that have both of their parents, but she just had to bust her ass and work twice as hard for that. And for one, that's my girl. I appreciate you for doing that and showing me the way. But also two, most importantly, is that things are different now. Like I said, we're into the digital wealth era now. It's no longer, we want to work smarter. Sorry, brain fart. Oh, we want to work smarter and not harder. And again, and we're just so great, so blessed to be able to live in this type of time, in this time and age where we have these tools, these abilities, and these skills available for us. But going back to her, she, that she's retired. She's been retired almost a whole year now. God, I just realized that. Yeah, it's been like a year now. But anyway, she's trying to figure out now what's the next step, right? She's like, she's a busybody. She can't sit still. She's not to sit on the couch and chill type, right? But she's like, okay, when I look at these jobs and I see what's out here right now, everything is asking about your ability to do AI. Everything is asking about, well, do you know about this tool or this, how to use Gemini or what have you? And you don't want to be in the category of restricting your own options and limiting your options for yourself because you haven't taken the time to educate yourself on these tools and these skills that are coming out. You want to always be in a situation where you have all the options, right? And you can do what you want to do and how you want to do it because you've armed yourself with these skills and tools. I was about to make up a whole word to prepare you to do these things, right? And so anyway, in the Mompreneur Method, that is something we go and we address. And there's modules for everything in between where you're dealing with AI. Like I said, you're talking about the branding, just everything that's going to be required in there. So there are so many different ways, speaking of which, that you can make money these days, utilizing and leveraging these skills and these tools that are out here, leveraging AI, right? You can be, I have my little list I'm looking for. You can be a social media manager. What is the other skills? So they're making amazing money. Oh, for the people that don't want to go on here at all and have to promote and have to go and post on their social media platforms, et cetera, et cetera. There's also other opportunities and skills like UGC. That's user generated content, right? I am literally in the process of training my daughters who have all the desires and wants in the world with no job, and showing them how to do this. One, this is the future coming, right? This is not going anywhere. Two, these kids, these are the COVID kids, right? They made it through COVID. All these skills, all these tools that us older folks are having to learn and educate ourselves about these new tools. These kids, they've been using these tools, they can use them in their sleep. They've been using these things for the last 5 years since we've been going through COVID. These kids they're pros at it. So why not leverage those tools and them skills and teach these kids how to fish for themselves? So whenever they've got their hand out because they want to go to the mall or they want money for Robux or whatever, right? And teaching them how to earn that income for themselves, right? And also too, it gives them a sense of confidence as well and prepares them for the future. So it's not, it's crazy because I always believe in education and I would never deter anybody from getting a formal education. But when I tell you the amount of people that I know, particularly the amount of single women that I know out here that have degrees, smart, educated, beautiful, brilliant Black women, particularly, they have the degrees. They went and they did the work and they're still paying the debt off 20 years later, right? Almost post college, and probably got a ways to go. But the reality is, these jobs ain't hiring like they used to, right? It's hard for them to, particularly even, forget trying to find something in their field, just trying to find something to pay their bills is becoming a huge challenge. So I wanted to get to that list. A lot of the ways that moms are making digital money right now online. One's digital products, as I already talked to and mentioned. Again, having the ebooks, having the templates, the planners, etc. Again, whether it's something that you create for yourself and sell multiple times, or whether you have an amazing done for you program, such as the Mompreneur Method, that you can just continue to repeat and sell as well, keeping a profit, but also that you can have, and it's so valuable because in addition to the education being all in one place, right? All these things I've been looking at and I've seen all over YouTube over the last couple of years or so, just not really understanding what was going on, but just kind of looking and glancing. There's a million different, right, videos for all these different things, but to have it in one consolidated, concise space like that, easily accessible, that you have lifetime access to, is phenomenal. And beyond that, of course, to have the community. The community there is huge because, especially as you're getting started in this space, it's so confusing. It can be so confusing because there are different methods and ways and teachers and all these different things going on. People telling you wrong, right ways, whatever, right? So to have a community where you have where people are proven successful and having proven success and are continuing to grow and thrive in this space is phenomenal, especially other women's, because with other women's, other other single mothers and other women, because we all know, right? Thank you. See me struggling because we understand, right? And moms, we understand what it's like to be in the trenches, right? To know, to not be able to get a break or take a breath. But anyway, in addition to the digital products as well, there's content creation, right? If you want to go on and do content creation, like I said, beyond having to just post stuff on your digital product or your digital platforms as well, the UGC that I was talking about earlier, other affiliate marketing, and that's literally just having the products that we, we've already been impacted by the consumerism, right? We've already been, all of us like to have our shoes and our bags and our coats and our makeup and our jewelry and all the things, right? So instead of it being something that we spend a whole lot of money on and continuing to make us broker, that's something that we can invest our time and energy and set up these contracts with these companies so that they can pay us, right? It's so funny. The light bulb went off in my head. I remember one day I was just out running errands and I wore those little under eye patches sometimes if I'm not going too far from the house. And when I tell you about 3 people, just between the gas station and the post office, whatever, about 3 people asked me about those things. And I saw even somebody passing me in a car was like, pointing them out to me. And I'm talking to the lady in the gas station about, she's like, do those things work? And I literally gave her like a 2-minute commercial without pay, right? And this kind of a light bulb went off later. I was like, you know what? This is what user-generated content and affiliate marketing is all about. Doing exactly that, talking to the people that that you guys online, whatever, about products that I already love, that I already like to use, and just explaining the benefits of them, but just having that arrangement, that contract with that company, so I'm getting paid off of that, right? So all of these things now these kids want to get into, we're trying to search and figure out, okay, what kind of things are you going to talk about? Since you like to be bopping around, jumping and dancing and carrying on, and you already know how to use all these tools, They're showing me how to use CapCut, right? They're showing me about features in Canva that I didn't know about all the time, because again, these kids are using these things as just the way we learned Microsoft Word and all those tools when we were growing up in school. These are the tools that these kids are using now. They have, I didn't even realize, and I should have, I guess, but they have like Canva accounts for these students because they're using them so much in all their presentations and all of their things that's preparing them for the world. So now mommy's going to show them how to flip that so we can get some UGC money, and we can start putting that towards their college fund, towards their whatever other things they want to do, that mommy don't have to use her money for the stuff that's beyond the necessities, right? So in addition to that, you can also, again, you can do administrative work online, doing customer service, editing, social media manager, just do it. If you just love to do design work, you have these people out here that need somebody to do stuff like that for their businesses, to market and advertise their businesses, right? Doing automation. Oh man, that's something that's I'm actually really enjoying learning about, because that space is growing and evolving tremendously as well, and it's something that you can use for so many different companies. You can support them and provide that support and those services for them. Learning how to do those systems, automated systems, and it's so important, because that's really and truly where the heart of this digital marketing space, and having passive income, particularly when we keep talking about and hearing about people making money in their sleep, is to have those systems in place, those automated systems in place that are generating and doing all the work for them, right? They're responding to the emails or to the messages that people are sending them, and processing things while you're asleep, or while you're at your kids', I don't know, volleyball mom now. So while I'm at my girls' volleyball practice, while they're in there practicing, I'm sitting in the car, or I can take a nap or what have you, because these automated systems are in place. Or while we go to bed, I can just, go in and go to bed and let it roll. So the reality is, again, we want to work smarter and not harder. This digital space that we are ushered in and we've entered into. We can do this. We can do this out here. And really and truly, a lot of us, what stops us is us. We get these mental blocks in our head of what, thinking about what we can't do, or, thinking about it's hard, or that we have imposter syndrome, that we're not good enough, smart enough, whatever, fun enough, whatever we have to be. And the reality is, once we get out of our own way, right, and we are powerful manifestors, particularly as moms. We are the problem solvers. We are the heartbeat, right? And we are powerful. Sometimes we don't even realize, I think, how powerful manifestors we are, because you can manifest good and bad. Let me take this share screen off. You can manifest good and bad for yourself. So if you think you can't do it, then you're right, sis. You right? You got it. However you thinking you can do, but if you're thinking that you can do it, you're right. You're right, sis. But the reality is, you have to say yes to yourself first and foremost. You have to give yourself a chance. You got to give yourself the opportunity and step out on faith, right? As I was thinking to earlier, being a single mother out here is expensive, right? It's being black. Being out here is expensive, right? Especially if you live in the DMV area. It costs money every time you go outside, right? Particularly when you got kids, everything it just costs so much money. But we really have to be able to make the time and space to be able to invest in ourselves and believe in ourselves that we can do this, and that we can show our kids the way. As a single mother, I think it's so important that we worry about and focus on our own mental health and our own our mindset, right? Which is one of my favorite modules, again, in the NPM, is getting our mindset wrapped around the fact that we actually are capable of doing these things. We actually can do these things, because the reality is, we are raising the next generation. We're raising the next generation in one of the craziest generations, right? And one of the craziest times that I've ever seen, right? So we want to keep our mind right, and we want to show them. I don't know about you and how your kids operate. Mine are usually, if I just told them to go away, so I can do this, which is why they're not in my face or all up under me or what have you. And that's fine, right? They're always usually in my business, but this is something that I want to encourage them to be a part of. I want to encourage them to observe and to learn, because I want to see what fresh ideas they have to take these things up to the next generation, right? And the reality is, again, sometimes I think for the beginning, the time that I was getting into this space, I was truly overcomplicating this. I was truly overthinking it, and I was truly making this so much harder than it is, because it's really easy. The reality is, you just have to be willing to show up and be committed and dedicated. And I appreciate having a mentor like Sierra, because she really helped me to understand to get out of my own way and out of my own head and trying to think that I needed to perfect everything and all of that. And the reality is, again, we mamas, we need to be able to relate to each other and know, again, if I got out of that situation that I was in, then you can too. And this is how we do it. And this, let me show you how, and we can help each other out, because it's a lot going on right now, y'all. And we have to be able to, you know, we got to be able to help encourage each other. And that's really what this space is for all the mamas, whether you somebody's auntie or godmama or mom to be or what have you. I really want to have this space here to encourage us and keep us lifted up, and so we can continue to elevate our lives for us and for our children as well. Because I so know, I'm so very familiar with what it feels like to have bills stacked up on the table and not have a clue of how you're going to pay them or what you're going to do about next month, or being concerned about the gas. Do I choose gas or groceries, right? Do I being worried about the lights being cut off or the car getting snatched, right? I've been there, and I'm gonna tell you this one story, and I'll never. It's Halloween. My girls were 7, so like 6 years ago now, and my car actually got repossessed, got snatched out from in front of my apartment on Halloween morning. You talk about trick, talk about trick or treat. I felt like the real trick, right? It was, but it really wasn't, And thankfully, my daughters were small enough where they didn't know what was going on. They didn't. I was just like, oh, they knew that the tow trucks would come around, sometimes if you wasn't parked in the right spot or whatever, but they didn't know what's going on. And when I tell you that day, I decided, I was like, things have got to change. Things have got to change because it's all on me, and trying to get to work the rest of that week and get them to daycare, that Uber and all that other craziness was crazy as hell. And I'm just thankful to God, because having the understanding and having and learning how to make money online. And I was really, especially then, really and truly stumbling my way through it. But having the understanding and having to be able to get to the point where I could do that in addition to, and I had a job, but right, shit is expensive. And again, I got twins. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I got two little girls, and that shit is costly. And again, when you're doing it by yourself, I literally either felt like I never had enough time or enough energy or whatever to do what I needed to do. So it would have been nice to just be living check to check, but I felt like I was always behind, right? And I very much I needed something different. I needed something that I could do, but it's like, again, I'm only one person. I can only be so many different places at one time. And if I'm out working a part-time job in the evenings and I got to pay a babysitter at the time, I'm not really, getting anywhere. I'm not getting ahead. And I needed a break. I needed a break. I needed a change in my life. And so I'm so very grateful for that, because I have my car in my garage in my home now that I built for me and my daughters. We had this home built from the ground up, and I don't have to worry about the craziness that came with living in an apartment anymore. I don't have to worry about anybody treating me crazy or being a bad example for my daughters because I was scared that I could not make it on my own, or afraid that I couldn't take care of them by myself. I'm not accepting nobody's crusty son treating me crazy or doing me any type of way because I'm afraid that I can't do it all by myself. I can't take care of the girls by myself. First of all, again, glory to God, because he didn't carry me through, and got us through and got us here. And I'm just so grateful to be able to be thriving and to be the example for them, to see them watch mommy thrive and grow and know I'm making this example for them. I can tell them anything in the world, right? They only live, what does it say? Do what I say, not what I do. But I want them to do what I'm doing too. I want them to have this in place and have these skills in place. So when we're going to count down, right? The 13 got 5 years. So when they're ready to go, they can do them. They can do them. They can have the world, it's available to them, and they'll already know what to do. So I'm so grateful for that, and for them, and for the rough times. You know what I'm saying? It's I can laugh now, but I'm telling you, that Halloween was not funny, boy. I was going through them Snickers crying at the end of the night when they went to bed, because I was like, what am I going to do with no car, right? But I know that at the end of the day, that God did not put the fire in me. He did not put the plans on my heart and on my mind that he did just for me to continue to struggle, and I am really here for that. That's why I'm here, because I know that single mothers out here, a lot of us are really struggling, right? and we deserve to have options and not just struggle, right? That's why I got into into MPM, because it really and truly is a digital community that helps mamas to learn how to make money without sacrificing the time with their babies, right? Not sacrificing the time that they need. My daughter just had this, she's been pressed to tell me about her school day all day, right? Nothing new. They the same stuff for lunch, same teacher, same for whatever. But she wants to do that, and that's important for her. And therefore it's important to me that even though I'm tired at the end of the day, that she has the space that she knows that she can tell me about her day, and I can go ahead and proceed. And I'm like, okay, you did that. Now mommy about to go live. Thank you. I love you. But we're gonna keep this thing moving, right? And just having that community, again, with other moms that can really relate and really understand, that are one, they want to be good moms. They're passionate about their babies and their family, but they also understand they want to know and they want to continue to pursue making this money online without sacrificing those relationships and that time with their babies, right? So again, while the economy is going crazy and I feel like single moms are getting squeezed the hardest. Squeezed, is that the right word? We're getting the hardest, right? The skills that we already have, we can leverage. We can flip those skills that we can use it to make money. Just the things, whether it's whatever that thing is that you always think about or that you can talk about in depth. If you love fashion and you love beauty, or you love health and fitness, and you want to teach other people how to, if you lost 100 pounds and you want to teach other people how to do it, right? You can create that space for them. And just actually real quick, somebody left a comment on my stuff a couple weeks ago, and don't get too deep into it, but it's a real thing. It was somebody that she reached out to me. She had lost her babies, twins actually. I think that's why we were connected, because of the twins. And she sounded really sad, and she's like, oh, digital products going to bring my kids back. I'm like, that's not a real thing, right? Nothing's going to change the past. But the reality is, there's other mothers as well that have also gone through losing children, whether it's infants or, whatever. These people are going through loss. Having a space, having something, even just starting with something simple like journaling, right? That can help that healing process. It was my encouragement to her. And if she's listening, I hope that she, to consider that. And you got to give yourself grace to heal and all of that. But it really and truly might be something. And I've seen this before, actually. Another young lady that was in this space. That's what she did. She had a miscarriage. She lost a baby, and she started writing like some ebooks and some journals and things like that to really help and create a space to encourage other mothers that lost their babies, to help heal each other and help, be there for each other and just have a space to commune and to, have a respite, if you will. So it can be anything, whatever that thing is that really speaks to you or resonates with you. And when you think about those type of people or that space, it's something that you feel like you can do something to help improve or solve that problem, right? And we can work together on that. But just leveraging what's already in you, right? And just working together to help remove those blocks, those spiritual and mental blocks that exist within you. And a lot of it is just us not really fully and truly believing in ourselves, right? And believing that we are able or that we're capable, but we are so capable. And it's so not hard. It's so easy. This is so easy when you understand, for me, I had definitely a block. I was very confused for a long time. And I was so grateful to be able to come across this community, because it really has provided so much clarity for me so that I can feel confident in going forward and continuing to grow my business, right? But the digital opportunities, again, that exist out here are endless, and it's the space that it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And now is the time. Now's the better time. No better time like the present, right? It's the beginning of a brand new year. We have this lunatic in charge of the country. So I don't know. There's government shutdowns. Oh, my family's all from the Midwest, right? All in Indianapolis and stuff. And I've seen like the car, the General Motors and all this stuff, the car dealerships, they're all shutting down. They're having all these massive layoffs. And just having the world, our country is shifting. So having something for yourself, having something that you can build that's your own, that's not regulated by the government, that's not going to be, you don't have to worry about becoming redundant or, God, just any of these crazy things that people are going through. Just having something for your own, especially something, to me, again, skills that I can pass along to my children. Like I'm ready. I'm like all for, especially as young ladies, I want them to always be able to provide for themselves regardless of what happens, regardless of what happens if something, God forbid, happened to me, or, when they get old enough, they're not depending on anybody else to be able to provide the life that they want for themselves and a life that they want by design. So if you've been feeling, overwhelmed or stuck or scared, right? This is the right place. I'm telling you, the Mompreneur Method. We in our classes laughing because Sierra is a whole fool, and just really, again, just educating each other and learning and growing together. And it's such a blessing. It really is. So, again, so I'll just talk real quick about some of the real problems that single moms are facing, right? Time poverty, right? Just really feeling like when you're doing everything by yourself, you feel like there's never enough time in the day. There's never enough hours in the day because we have so many responsibilities, and they're all on us, right? Whether when you first, I don't know about you, some mornings I get woken up before the sun because somebody can't find their socks, or they left the washing machine on, in the middle of the night, or they're fighting with each other about who got whose pants or whatever, right? So that job starts from the time you get up a lot of times in the morning and then get the babies to school, get to the workplace, right? Come home, you got to make sure their homework looks straight, make sure they got dinner, make sure they didn't wash their ass, make sure they got fresh clothes for school for the next day so they don't look crazy and, like nobody loves them at home, right? I got girls, I got to make sure their hair look straight, right? And then maybe, just maybe after all that, right, we got a few minutes at night before we just straight up want to pass out and go to bed, right? And I get it. I completely understand, right? And then also too, there's the financial pressure as well, because these groceries and the rent, the mortgages, the gas, all the things, they continue to just keep rising and keep going up while jobs don't want to pay more money, right? And so the cost of living is going up, but everything else seems to be, for whatever reason, coming down when it comes to wages, right? And jobs, things like that are getting slashed. What is it? Fraud, waste, and abuse, right? Everything been chopped up. But everybody keeps saying, right, and you keep hearing, I'm sure out here, like, you should start a business, you should start a business, you should start a business. And I'm all for it. I done had a couple businesses, right? But a lot of those businesses, they require you to carry inventory, or again, make that sacrifice of time from your families, away from your babies, to be able to put the time in for your to your business. And also too, a lot of times it requires a lot of capital, right? So yes, you're gonna have to make some sort of investment in yourself to do it. But when it comes to something that, like I said, you're having to put in a lot of money in inventory, you're having to keep, a lot of us don't have the luxury of having that additional income to be able to start those businesses, right? And when you're starting off, if your only investment is educating and investing in yourself, and not that, plus you have to get all the inventory, plus you need a space, plus you need the equipment and all those things, right? This is ideal. This is an ideal. And plus, like I said, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to continue to grow. And the reality is, especially when you don't have a partner to tag team life with and it's just you, sometimes a lot of us moms, we have mom guilt. We have mom guilt. I know sometimes when I go on a date with boo, I know I'd probably be like, Lord, girl, but sometimes I feel a little bit guilty, though I know I deserve it. I deserve that time away because that makes me a better mom. It makes me a better me. But that's just something that we carry up with us, right? We feel guilty sometimes some of us moms feel guilty for having our own dreams and having our own desires, because the reality is it's so hard to find the actual space to pursue those dreams and pursue those goals. But I'm telling you, mama, it's so beneficial for your babies to see you doing that, right? Because the reality is you're not failing them, because if you try and it doesn't work out, maybe the first time, second, third time, right? You're not failing them in that. When you are truly start failing them is when you quit and when you give up. That's when you fail your babies, right? When they see that you're not even, they can be inspired and motivated by you when they continue to see you trying and pushing for a better life and for a better them, right? But we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that. We're not going to feel guilty. We're not going to feel bad. We are showing them how to make a way, particularly if you have young ladies like myself. We want to show them how to make a way for themselves. And something that you probably never really thought about or realized, I didn't until I really got into this space, is the reality is that as a single mom, we already have the best business skills, right? Just think about it. I don't know about you. I got one baby. I know I need to save up some money for her to go to law school because she liked to argue. She liked to argue a lot. I'm just like, girl, go sit down somewhere. I want her to keep that fire, that feistiness for the world. I'm like, I don't need that, right? But that's my negotiator. That's my master negotiator, right? That's a huge business skill that's required. Negotiating like that, like I'm telling you, but we have to hold our own because I don't want her to be a spoiled brat, you know. So I gotta go hold my own with her, go toe to toe with her. Also, time management, right? When you got kids that got activities, they got soccer practice, Girl Scouts, the whatever, dance recitals, all the things that they're into, right? You got to still juggle that and balance that with everything else you got going on in your life, with your job, whatever your gig is. If you got things, obligations with your family or your church, whatever, right? All those things we have to manage like a operations manager, right? So another business skill. Problem solving. Like I just told you, sometimes I'm literally woken up with the issue. Sometimes somebody got something stuck somewhere, or last minute been told we got to get this for this program or this party or whatever. It's always something popping off, right? And what do we do as moms? We adjust and we pivot. And we also have to be resourceful and creative at the end of the day, whether it's when they're little, finding activities and things for them to do, to identifying resolutions for those problems that continue to pop up. We have to be those professional all the time problem solvers for our babies. And the reality is that, we're not inexperienced because we're doing this stuff every day. You raising a family, particularly in this day and age, particularly as a single mom. That's where I really believe that we are superheroes. That's what I'm gonna call us. I believe that we are super heroes because that's just, it's not it's not easy, right? It's really like magic having to do all that and having to juggle and balance all those things, especially if you're doing all that stuff and keeping the same mind. So the reality is, again, we're not inexperienced. We're just unrecognized. And the reality is, too, that you don't even need, if you're doing all that, it's not about the motivation that you need. It's about having the right strategy and having the right structure and the right system in place, right? And that's exactly why MPM is so perfect. It's such a beautiful thing because it really and truly is that. It's the system. It gives you the structure and the community all around you to keep you encouraged and keep you going and keep you on the right path. So, again, I already told you we can make money multiple different ways, doing affiliate marketing, doing automation system, social media manager, all the things, right? So let me just tell you real quick about the community just a little bit more and how it all works. So again, we have weekly faith-based mindset sessions, Tuesdays and Saturdays, right? Twice a week, middle of the week and then the weekend, to just keep you motivated, again, keep you on the right track, keep you going. We encourage each other on this space. We follow each other and just, we're able to provide suggestions, new tools, especially in a space like this that's ever evolving. We're dealing with all these apps and websites and capabilities and AI and all this stuff. Things are popping up every day, new things. So to be able to share strategies and techniques and methodologies and whatever you want to say with each other that are helping each other to grow and figure out what works for us is phenomenal. Having those we have monthly digital marketing trainings, as well as, again, I showed you guys in the modules, those are step-by-step tutorials, literally just like a YouTube video like you're watching right now with step-by-step instructions and guidance on how to, got a phone call. And you can do all this with zero experience. And there's a library in there of information and everything that you need to get you started, from script libraries and templates, captions, just banks and vaults of data and information and guidance that is simply broken down for the busy mom, right? It cuts right through the fluff. It's concise and to the point. And there's examples for us, accountability and community support. And it truly is a safe space for healing, learning, and elevating ourselves, especially as for moms. And that's in this world that we're in right now. We all don't need nothing else. We all need some encouragement. And again, just to be seen, right? With other people that understand and are going in on that same path, right? And walking that same walk. So, and it was built by a mom, and it's specifically for moms. So it's not any unrealistic expectations, and it's not any hustle culture craziness. And I'm gonna say I got caught up in hustle culture back when I was getting my car back from getting repossessed years ago. I was working all the jobs, I had all the things going on, and it sounded good. And it definitely, helped me start getting out of the space that I was in. But the reality is that's when I also started learning about the fact that as a woman, as an empress, right, we are supposed to operate in our divine feminine, which means that we attract opportunities, we attract blessings, and we attract all the things that we want in this life, right? We do have to put some work in, but hustling and just moving around all the time and doing this all the that is not for us. That's not for us to do. It's not helpful, right? It brings a little chaos into our lives. And that's really operating out of that masculine energy. But we can tap into it and understand, again, as empresses, that we can attract the things that we want in this life. We can attract the opportunities that we want in this life. And again, working smarter, not harder. You don't have to be out there working until the middle of the night. I was doing my parties and stuff, having to lug all my equipment in all the time, right? It was a cool job, made, good extra money, but like, again, that's time away from my babies, right? And then when I get done, whatever I make, I got to break off some money with the babysitter or whoever they're staying with that time, right? Just continuing to feel like I'm hustling backwards. So I can eliminate the guilt trips, right? My babies are doing what they about to do, and I'm about to make sure they get ready for bed in a few minutes here. And just having the faith that I'm able to have with MPM, the clarity, the strategy, and the sisterhood is unmatched. So if you're listening to this and your spirit is nudging you a little bit, and you hear, you like, God, I've been looking for a way. I've been looking for a way out, and you feel that little nudge. This might be God telling you, hey, sis, it's time. This is it, right? Let's go ahead and plant them seeds. So if you are feeling what I've been saying and you are putting up what I'm putting down, check out the link in my bio as well, in the description bar as well, the link to my stand store. And come join us in the Mompreneur community and come make 2026 your best year ever, sis. We want you to lock in your spot. Come on and join the fam and the community. And let's grow together. Let's educate, like I said, educate each other, empower each other, and establish this legacy that I know I want to create for me and my babies, me and my family, right? And get this rolling, especially before things get too out of hand. Just think about it. We literally are a couple days shy of this first year out of this 4 years we got to go through. So I don't know about you. So has me highly motivated to not be subject or at the mercy of whatever else is going to come our way, right? So, and just being able to really and truly take control and make the decisions we want to make for our families, for our future, to give us freedom, to give us options, and to eliminate and alleviate some of that stress that being a single mom just kind of comes with, right? So before we wrap up real quick, I just wanted to speak a little bit of an encouraging message over anybody that I appreciate you taking the time, hang out with me this evening and spend a few minutes with me, but just realize that you are not behind and you are not broken. Your story is not over. God got you. You are not alone. He is walking with you. He is carrying you through, and you are strong. You are chosen. You're called at the end of the day, right? And we are, like I said, we divine empresses, and God got us and wants us to have a better life and live the desires of our heart. So I appreciate you. I hope you're taking good care of yourself. I will be back on here later on in the week, and y'all have a good night.